This week, I witnessed such an amazing, amazing occasion. I witnessed two brothers who had been estranged from one another for over 25 years. They were sworn enemies, harboring hatred, unforgiveness, and bitterness towards one another for over 25 years. What I learned about these two brothers is that they are neighbors. They live next to one another. Secondly, they are both church elders going to the same church, but they were not talking to one another for over 25 years. The children who had grown in this home knew the other family is evil. You don't mix with them, you don't talk to them, you don't deal with them. They grew up knowing that they had no relationship with the other family. But a month ago, one of the brothers said, enough is enough. We need to bring this to an end. And he went and met his brother and they reconciled. He said, we must deal with this. There's so much that happened for them to reconcile. I'm not going into those details, but they did reconcile and they made amends. And so we went to witness that reconciliation. I just happened to be there. What did I learn from this? One, that unforgiveness is such a heavy burden to carry, a heavy price to pay. Because the two brothers are, as we are talking, sick. One of them has had his intestines cut 2-3 times. So he's sick. The other one is sick. Their wives were not well because of bitterness that they had carried for too long. You see, when you are bitter with the other person, when you are carrying unforgiveness, there are chemicals that are produced in your body. These chemicals prepare you for fight or flight. But when these chemicals are not used, they start eating you. They start eating you slowly and you get sick. Sometimes you'll get migraines, you'll get blood pressure, you'll get ulcers, you'll get even backaches, all manner of sickness. Because when your mind is not at peace, your body comes in, your physical body comes in to sympathize. Remember, there's no health without mental health. And so when you're carrying unforgiveness, you are sick in your mind. Number two, unforgiveness does not only affect the individual, it also affects the community. Because as we went there, I could see the family members. They testified about how uncomfortable they were. The community, the neighbors, the church, they testified. Because if you went to one house, you could not go to the other house. So it was very hard because the families were divided, the friends were divided, the community was divided on who to visit, when to visit. Apparently, there was even a big wall between the two brothers. But when we went there, the wall had been brought down. Thirdly, that forgiveness, that reconciliation gave birth to new forgiveness. Apparently, there were other people in the community that had issues. So once they saw these two brothers hugging, they saw these brothers reconciled, they saw these brothers just sharing a meal. In fact, a goat had to be slaughtered because blood had to be poured for this reconciliation to be complete. And so when they saw this, the others also came up. So this big reconciliation gave birth to other smaller reconciliations. And thirdly, that forgiveness sets you free. It sets you free from pain. It sets you free to live once again. It sets you free to associate with everybody. It sets you free to move forward. That forgiveness is an unnecessary load to carry. You give someone space in your mind to trouble you, to disturb you, to give you sleepless nights. And you know what? They don't pay rent. So you are having a tenant who doesn't pay rent, who is troubling you day and night. Sometimes you cannot sleep. Sometimes you cannot even do your activities because you are carrying this heavy burden. I just want to remind you that this was the highlight of my 2022, witnessing this family reunited. And for you, if you're carrying burdens, if you're carrying unforgiveness, if you're carrying all these loads, maybe it's time you put it down, because it's a heavy burden to carry and it's not worth it. Be free to live. Be free. Be liberated. Have joy. Enjoy life. You don't have to carry that heavy seed of bitterness, because even in the Bible it says that that seed leads us to sin. So can you purpose to be free of hatred, free of bitterness, free of forgiveness, and start living once again? Thank you.